See what happens. Oh, that's still going. Hang on. I got to kill that. How do I stop that? There. Okay. Might get a little Stevie Ray knock on that one. I don't know. That just gives Stevie Ray credit for my video then. Nobody here yet. Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? I get more resonance in my head now when I talk. Maybe that's why I think I sound different. Probably do sound different. Nobody's out there. I thought I checked online to see if anybody was doing anything, and nobody out there doing anything. Everybody's supposed to be at home, not at work and shit, and unless you work at the grocery store. Oh, I got a thumbs up, but nobody watching. That was weird. Thumbs up, nobody watching. There, now I got somebody watching. Probably Maria, right? Yeah, I'm here on quarantine lockdown. The cabin fever. Yeah, I've been in here all winter anyhow. But I got up today and was sitting here and I hear toot toot. There's somebody with a horn right outside. I went out there. It was the guy lives 2 blocks that direction. There's a guy 2 blocks that way. A guy 2 blocks that way. One 2 blocks that. I'm 2 blocks from everybody. So, yeah, I got 1 person so far. I thought, I try to come. People start crowding in every night of the week. I call it obsessive OCND, obsessive compulsive narcissistic disorder. If you have to stream or have a YouTube every day of the week about Forrest Fenn, you need to go see a psychiatrist. If you're that obsessed that you got to go stream every day of the week or 6 days a week or 5 days a week, you're a little obsessive compulsive narcissistic disorder. OCND. Yeah, that's you don't have to stream every day and talk about Forrest Fenn every day because and the biggest reason is you run out of things to talk about. Like I run out of stuff to talk about just trying to do something once a week or twice a week. I only did Tuesday. I only came on. Hey, Michael, thanks for the compliments on the art stuff. But I it was on for my birthday on Tuesday, and so that was why it's not one, because I try and do Sundays. I was trying to do Sunday at 7, but they crowded me out of they crowded me out on the primetime Sunday. I had it all to myself for a while, and then they took over. So, and then they're doing the thing, and people that aren't even talking about the chase on there, just chit chatting. But so yeah, I got to meet the neighbor, and my neighbor knows about Forrest Fenn's chase. And the funny, he looks like Desert File. Yeah, he looks like Desert File, but his beard's twice as long. It looks like he's from ZZ Top. Probably is. A lot are on. Yeah. Yeah, I have trouble finding which ones are streaming right. It's usually if you search for Forrest Fenn, and videos today, and it'll show you if somebody's live. If they put Forrest Fenn in the title or in the description, it'll show up in the search. That's how I tell. That's how I put Forrest Fenn in the title. So this one is, what do I call this? I just go to my home page on the computer. Yeah, I came up with that obsessive compulsive narcissistic disorder. I don't know. Jason was on till today. Jason, Jason was on when? Yeah, I don't see many notifications about that. Search fever, cabin fever. Yeah, I want to go out and go searching. I've got to go get something at my mailbox tomorrow. And when I do, I'll probably go, it's about 15 miles more to go to my search area. And just go up there and look around. There's probably still snow in the treed area where the trees are. There's still snow. And even after the snow, well, while the snow is melting, and after the snow melts, because there's still snow up higher, that's when the spring runoff and the deep snow up on top of the mountain is coming down. And if you got any kind of river or creek crossing, and it's very hard to do that in spring runoff because the water is real high and fast. People die just stopping along the road to look into the river. Some of the water is rushing so fast. I'm talking about in the mountains. You know, if there ain't water rushing by and stuff, it's not a special place. Okay. I've seen that comment already. Jason was on. I didn't. He was on, I thought a week ago or so. I didn't see anything today. I saw the, oh. There. Filters today. Yeah. J.A. Street had one. Men Are So Smart had one. I don't know what to watch it. They don't need to talk about Forrest anymore, I think. Yay. FF Treasure Wars. Oh, that looks like some video gamer. Locators along Forrest Fenn's trail. Fixed version. Finding Forrest Fenn treasure. That's a new video. 10 minutes. Forrest Fenn treasure search. Where warm waters halt. From Follow Your Wanderlust. Dang it, I didn't fill my teacup. I guess you can watch me while I fill my teacup. I'll swing it over. Gotta have my tea or my mouth dries out. What I gotta do is I gotta put a magnet over here on the microwave, pointing out here. Got the cupboard open. Put a magnet here, pointing out here, so that I can come over here, just stick the phone on there, and keep streaming. Come on. Pour. Woo-hoo. Uh, yeah. So my neighbor's into Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. He knows about it, and I might do some searching with Charlie. The thrill of the hunt. Yeah, but nobody can really go hunting, because like Wyoming, the cops, some guy heading out of town on the highway, and the cops stopped him, asked, where are you going? What are you doing? You know, you got your papers. You don't know what you're going to run into. You might leave your hometown, and on your way where you're going, they change the rules. I'm fortunate. The direction of my search area to get back home here is in the direction of my address, at least. The Gestapo is here. Yeah, this is all planned out. It's a pandemic. It's a plan to destroy Donald Trump. They'll try and keep this virus going as long as he's in office, just like the impeachment. He's done more. He's found hospitals hoarding masks, millions of them in New York and stuff, and places hoarding ventilators and all that stuff. And it's not a lot of cabin fever. I was outside. I'm trying to. I cleared the sagebrush, and I'm raking out the other stuff so that I can have a big area for my little 4-wheel drive remote. New form of checks and balances. Yeah, I didn't have any trouble. My neighbor came over with this morning, and I still ain't finished it off. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock, and I still, that was a potent little thing. So, yeah, you wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep. You take a couple tokes, wait 5 minutes, and you're sleeping. But I've been making art because I got 60,000 pictures of my stuff, and I'm still finding things in pictures I took 2 years ago. I know where to find them here. They grow in the same place every year up here, up at Tired and Weak. and he talks about Quanah Parker and the Peyote Church. So, maybe going to the Mushroom Church might help you figure it out. My voice is changing from getting my sinuses done. It's weird. It's like well, it's not Corona. It's not the weed. Must be changes because it's healing up now. It's been the 12th till now, so that's 19. It's about 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks since I had the sinus surgery. So it's getting a lot better. Even when I look in there, I can see flesh instead of scab. It's kind of nasty in there, but it's looking a lot better. And I don't, the VA, my doctors and the VA approvals and all that, I don't have approval to see my cancer doctor. And I've, and every time I just say, can I refill my prescription? My doctor chews me out, make you afraid to say, hey, I don't have any more of these pills. No, that ain't pills. It's Q-tips. Q-tips in the bottle. Forrest used the Rosetta Stone as an example. Yeah, reading the ancient past. I have a one, I call it the Clovis Stone. It's right at the mammoth with the Clovis point in the ribs. He said he'd like to find a mammoth with the Clovis point in the ribs. Well, I found a mammoth rock sculpture, and in right where the ribs are is a 6 foot Clovis point, and it's like wow, and watch that they're going to be talking on, because I know Shelley noticed the scrapbook 116 and the shapes in the showers and stuff, and that's pareidolia. When people say, "Oh, you just had pareidolia," that ain't what well, Forrest has it too. Obviously, there's naked ladies in his shower. You can't tell me I'm seeing imagining shapes in rocks when Forrest imagines them in his shower. Yeah. Well, the past is coming back. Yeah, I'm like reading letters from the Ice Age, from Atlantis, things that stories that people painted or sculpted 14,000 years ago about, and you watch this stuff, and they're I was watching this guru guy talking about when two people get together, they create a baby, not a physical baby, but another being between them and stuff. And and it's like I see a lot of that depicted in these rocks. There's a lot of people holding babies and stuff, and usually a man with two women, or you know. Because the guys were all killing each other, you know. I think he is archaeology on the very. Yeah, and, well, he has that story in his book about my ancient friends, or my primitive friends, right? These naked people that he finds out on the river, and see, he's talking about primitive people. Primitive is Stone Age. It is not necessarily Native American, you know. My ancestors met up with the New England Native Americans and learned their ways and how to hunt and how to hide in the trees and paint yourself green, blend in with the woods, and they my ancestors, Robert Rogers, James Rogers, Rogers Rangers, are credited for inventing camouflage. That was what my ancestors invented, camouflage. That's a known. That's what they go by. They were the Rangers, and the movie Northwest Passage, about finding a way across North America to get to the Pacific, finding a passage to the Pacific Ocean, and then Robert Rogers, he wrote to the king for a petition up the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains. From there, it's a 20-mile carry, not a tarry, to the Oregon River that leads to the Pacific Ocean. And so the Snake and Columbia were the Oregon River. Yeah, I'm going to have my next video, I'll have a mask. I got a mask here too. Where'd it go? And I got my disguise still. You do my Nikolai fetching. Colluding with the Russians again, are you, Forrest? What's that monkey? I got that monkey when I got the RV. I've had that monkey since before I learned about the chase. He's the monkey on my back. You need some. Yeah, neighbor's got some pretty good stuff. He said, "You can keep that one," and he drove off, lighting up another one. Look like a guy from ZZ Top, man. We're gonna have to do some. We got to get him a wizard hat, and we're gonna do some Lord of the Rings stuff. We'll make some funny videos. uh, yeah, I have a volcanic stone here that I use them for. Just set that on there. There you go, J.A. Here you go, J.A. Hey, you should watch the Uptown Grow Lab, J.A. He's 8 to 9 Pacific, or 9 to 10 here, 11 to 12 Central. And he just sits out and hangs out and has a couple of friends that show up occasionally. Yeah, I got my tea, and I got my hydroxychloroquine. Get that to focus. Yeah. Take one twice a day. Remember, squeeze the little growers. That 1 mil, get rolling. Yeah, I even got, when I went to the store, I was gonna, I got me some melon seeds and some garden bean. As you can just buy the freaking melon and get them, huh? I got some tomatoes and some carrots. I'm gonna grow some out there with the Buffalo Cowboy car. That's what and I'll call my strain Buffalo Cowboy. What's that? Some African American cowboy like the Buffalo Soldier? Let me save you from euthanasia. the hydroxychloroquine, yeah. And you see, this is hydroxychloroquine sulfate. This is a sulfate. The stuff at the pet store for the fish tank, that's phosphate. So it's a different thing. You don't want to eat that stuff from the pet store. It's a phosphate and this is a sulfate. Warning, warning. That stuff is dangerous. Get the real thing. Yeah. I know that because I got the prescription, you know. And you look up the fish, oh, that's a phosphate, and this is a sulfate. Yeah, I saw somebody posted that their I don't know if the parrot or cockatiel or what was sick, and they gave it some of the fish aquariums. Don't do that. So the bird's recovering. Yeah. So what was it? Cabin fever or search fever? Yeah, that's what it was. So what do? You sit at home, but you don't go streaming every day of the week, talking about the same thing over and over. You know, can what swim? Can what swim? I, I think the community pool is shut down. That sucks because I just got my pass, and then like a couple days later they shut it down. So they got a community pool and weight room. The parrot. Oh, you can't swim now. I don't know. I don't know if it can swim. Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. And you know, Togo just went in February. It could be they sprayed this shit in the air all around the freaking world, you know. And he got a whiff of it in February because he was having breathing problems because they put him on oxygen. He was doing okay, you know. And so he was having some respiratory thing. Seeds. Yeah, I got lots of seeds. I got some seeds here too. These are for these will grow gorilla cookies. Right for the gorilla. That's a bump on a log up here. This guy. I was going through the forest. And I looked, what the hell? Took a picture of him. It was a fallen tree and a branch had broken off. So he said, grab that for me. That like weighs 300 pounds. Prison burpees, not seeds. Oh. Yeah, it's what 17 mile an hour wind right now, and top speed of wind in the last hour is 23.6. 60 degrees outside. But it's very windy. It'd be very noisy if I took you outside. But I raked off a big area. I've almost got enough room to race my little car around out there. I tried right in the street and it just wasn't wide enough. So I want like, 25-yard circle kind of to race it around. Had to get the sagebrush out of the way, and the grass tufts are a little too high for it and stuff. And he is one of them lawn tractors out here. I could just mow down all this shit, but it just go right back. Yeah, 60 up here. 7,650 feet. What else did I see? Yeah, I'm going to see what it's like at 8,000 feet in the mountain. See, 7,650 in the middle of the valley. It never snows here much, even in the winter. But you once you start getting up in the mountains and the trees, there's snow. Yeah, it might have. Maybe it was released here before it ever went over there, and it just affected the Chinese more. It was targeted for their DNA. The thing in Italy is they have these factories in that town where they had the outbreak that are run so that the Chinese can say made in Italy. You know, they bought an Italian company, and so they can say made in Italy. They got all these Chinese workers there from China in this part of Italy, and they went and had their Chinese New Year's parade, and boom, that nailed Italy. Yeah, someone had mentioned there's no chemtrails. I saw one jet pass over today. It's like they're in the air trap. People aren't flying anywhere. Very little air traffic. Probably like Air Force jets and stuff. I heard the one, and wherever you hear the noise, that's where the jet was. He's somewhere further ahead by the time you hear it, because they're like 7 miles up, or well, here about 4 miles up. Yeah, yeah. Italy, they yeah, some these factories. The Chinese bought a company, an Italian company, and to keep it so they still say "Made in Italy," they brought all the Chinese workers in to this one district, and they got a Chinatown there and all that, and they had their Chinese New Year, and it's spread because they didn't cut down the flights. Italy didn't stop the flight. Well, that's why they want people that the military. If you see military, relax. They're likely not after you. They are cleaning up. They've pulled the plug on the swamp, and they're rounding up the criminals. So the virus is kind of a. He said, "Well, we're going to use this to you know to clean the swamp out." They like let the water out, and they're cleaning all the mud up now. It's going to be over by Easter. That's why he said be over. There's a war with the central banks and all the politicians that have been bought off by the central banks, and anybody in corruption's getting rounded up. Because those banks will, they'll give them a bunch of money, and they'll do anything they want for them then. And there's another report. Someone's going to ask somebody in Italy about it. A friend, I think it might be her. There was a report that the Italians raided the Vatican and arrested a whole bunch of pedophile cardinal or bishops or whatever. Went in there and cleaned out a bunch of pedophiles out of the Vatican and took control of the Vatican or something. Pope probably committed suicide. He's the lead pedophile. All kinds of stuff about his pedophilia in South America. Was it Argentina or Brazil? Yeah, well, they got to clean up all the crud. They got to clean the crud out first, and then there'd be world peace. What? Once they unclog the toilet, then everything will flow nicely. Just think of it that way. The swamp has plugged the toilet. And he got the old plunger out on it. Oh. Yeah, my dad found this in Colorado, California gold country up near Placerville. It's a World War II fighting knife. Found it with a metal detector. And so, yeah, it was rusted, so you can see the pits from, try and clean it up as much as we could. probably do some acid on it and give it a frosty look. It's better than the pits. But that's a pretty cool fight. That's pretty nice, and I think you can throw it's you can throw it too. It's a throwing knife too. But yeah, when it landed in Normandy, the Rangers were carrying these and stuff. And you see, I put this magnet on it, and I can use it and then put the phone on the magnet and use it for a selfie stick like that, you know. Yeah. And I got another knife. Where'd that other one go? It's up here. Where's my other knife? I don't know where it is. Probably in my backpack for going treasure hunting. I'll put this back on its other magnet. Those treasure questions. Sure, yeah. Blades beating the plow. Yeah, the blade's pretty. It's sharp. It's very sharp. I have my dad's buck knife stone, and I got a CSA sword replica. Interesting. Let me see here. I'll go through the book, see if I come up with something here. And you know the chapter about, where is it? One thing teachers with ropes is if you're somewhere where there's a risk of falling off a cliff, use a freaking rope. You know, if you got to go down something steep, use a rope. Tie yourself off, and you know, you can make a climbing harness with paracord. You can just you know, like a rope knotted thing, couple things around your legs, around your waist. You know, tied together in the back, and you got something to, you know, at least you can fall on your knees and get yourself back up. But and when you get a rope for going down a hill like that, make sure and get one that's rated for more than your body weight. I got a 300-pound test rope that I use. And you can buy real climbing carabiners. Don't use them little cheap carabiners, you know. A lot of people get hurt aren't using any safety equipment. That's the thing. They're not taking the safety precautions why they get hurt. And reach the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the one I saw demonstrating how to make one of them climbing harness with paracord, it's like doubled up on all of them. You know, you can make one that's quadrupled up or whatever. But I have a pole utility pole climbers belt that's a safety harness. And really, if you just added a couple of leg loops and connected them to it, you'd have the same thing as a climbing harness. And it's got a big metal ring thing that you clamp onto. Yeah, there's things there in the field that are related to my war for me and stuff. are like his ZPU gun, or in the W of the wood, and the so is the Skippy's helicopter contraption is in the W of wood, and so and then the next I didn't really see anything out of place in the O's of the wood. But the D, I was in the D and saw that bunny rabbit, took his picture from about 3 feet away. He just sat there, and in the rabbit hole of the wood. And then when I walked out of there, I seen the rusty tank sitting out there. Look, and it had like a gas cap opening with no gas cap, just the hole where the gas cap goes. It looked like a gas tank sitting out there. It was a cowl of a Model A. Hey, Bobbart. I gotta drink some more here. I might need a little there. Doctor's orders. What do we got going? Oh, it blazes and treasure chest in the wood. Oh yeah, and the word wood itself. What did I find? I found something new on that. Because where the word wood came from and what it means. This is gotta go. Holy shit, man! That whole adds a whole new perspective to the word wood. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Wood, noun, Old English, wudu, W-U-D-U. That is okay. Earlier, widow, W-I-D-U. Tree, trees collectively. Forest, grove. The substance of which trees are made. Wood. In the coffin. Yeah, in the wood, in the grave. Wait, get back in the box, J.A. Better think inside the box. Danish and Swedish, ved tree, wood. Old High German, witu, wood. From pie even, withu, tree, wood. Source also of Welsh gwyd, G-W-Y-D-D, gwyd, or like good, wood trees. Gaelic, Fiadish, wood, timber. Old Irish is fid. Old Irish is fid. That's pretty close to Fenn. Tree, a fid tree. Out of the woods, safe. Oh, and out of the woods is safe. Okay, from 1792. And that's the wood as a noun. Now, wood as an adjective, violently insane. Now that's obsolete now. They've we don't do that anymore. But it used to mean violently insane. Was in the wood. Are you violently insane today? In the woods, a stumper. From Old English, wood is mad or frenzied. From Proto-Germanic, wuda, source also of Gothic, whoops, possessed and mad. High German, wood, madness. German wood is a rage, a fury. From pie wet to blow, inspire, spiritually arouse, source of Latin vates, seer poet, old Irish faith poet, with a common element of mental excitement. Buck. Compare Old English whoop, sound, melody, song, Old Norse ord, poetry, and the god name Odin. Wow. So that's what wood means. So what are you thinking about in the wood now? Too easy. Believe and achieve. Stay tuned. And that's entomology of wood. That's the origins of the word wood. That's where the word wood comes from. Sitting on a stump. Sitting on a stump. Yeah, you're getting stumped. You cut down all the trees and there still ain't no freaking treasure, right? It's because you're looking for his trove. It doesn't say in the poem, treasure is my trove for all to seek. He hasn't called the treasure a trove. Because once you put it all and close the lid, it's a treasure. It's not a trove anymore. Old hourglass, we're in the big picture. Yeah, the big picture, like some of my pictures, people are looking for little things in the picture and they think, look at the whole picture. Its face fills that whole picture. Yeah, the thumbnail on this video is pretty cool. That's a real cool spot right by where the dove and the moon are. And I've told you about the dove is tied to Quanah Parker, and the Forrest Fenn is the one horse landing cattle company, I think, right in the front of the book. You get page opener. One horse landing cattle company, and the dove is part of the lonesome dove. What's the name of lonesome dove? I'll find it. Oh, come on, computer. And there was can't find anything when I need it quick. I got things separated and different because there's so many images I have that they're all in different folders. It was which folder was that in? and you know, trying to organize 60,000 pictures. It's kind of hard to do. But he prayed for D's, and how many Model A's are in his stories? Georgia O'Keeffe's Model A, the Buffalo Cowboy car, Father on the Banco, that car. They're all Model A's. That's like 4 Model A's. And then his car, the Bullet. One lump or two, Twiggy. One lump or two. Done. Let me see. What one horse land? Or that's Forrest. One horse land. Yeah, I can't find the one. The thing I was looking for, but I found other pictures I was associated with that. But that wasn't the picture I wanted to pull up. I don't know where the hell it is. But the pie lady thing's a thing, because you stick a nickel under her grave. That's another. And when you're looking at rock, when you find Moses on the rocks, and you find Thoth in the rocks, and Anubis, and Forrest Fenn getting woke up by Miss Ford is sleeping at his desk, you find that in the rocks, and his pile of airplanes and the double blazes, and you flip the double blazes over, it's the cow letters and the cats, and there's the the wood, the buffalo, all the pieces I have, all the evidence I've got is not just a one piece. It's not. I'm not talking about one thing. I'm talking about dozens of matches to all in the same area and in consecutive order. Yeah, it's along the path he sends you from where warm waters halt to the end of the rainbow. So if warm waters halt has to be the beginning of the rainbow, and the other end of the rainbow should be the same as the beginning. Yeah, it's a great day. What's the wind? Wind's died down. 7.5. What's my battery say? 100%. I'll take a drink and we can go walk outside. And then the wind blows the extension, the slide out in the RV. It's got a canopy thing over the top of it, and when you slide the extension out, it rolls that canopy out on top of it. Well, the thing's like ripped halfway down, and so when the wind comes, it flops around. It sounds like hell. And we can go. The thing is, chop, 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 chop. Some people get it. Duct tape, yeah. I don't have enough duct. I think it's cheaper to buy the new canopy. 3M raised the price of duct tape so they can make more masks. What I got to get is I got to set up. I got to put my music files on my old phone, and when I go streaming, I'll have music files on the YouTube music files that I could play on the speaker in the background. I just use the MP3 to my speaker because I'm not using the speaker when I'm streaming. And the bottle caps and Quanta Parker, and here's the original picture of Forrest doffing his hat to me, and the hand of God symbol. That photo was J.A. That photo was staged. I was asked if I wanted my picture with him, and when I turn around, there he is, and bingo. Yeah, that's 2017 when I brought the Buffalo Cowboy car to Fenn, and the Buffalo Cowboy cars. It's brave and in the wood, because you had to be a brave little fucker to go lasso that buffalo, and it was in the word wood. He prayed for D's. That's where I found it. We're gonna go out and see the Buffalo Cowboy car. I'm gonna go out and visit it. I think I got a magnet out there to put my phone on. And I ordered a little solar panel that's about the size of a backpack. It has it has a USB, so you can plug a phone into it. But I ordered a little battery pack to plug into it, and then I can plug my phone into the battery pack. And I'll try and protect the phone from the wind. We're going out to my shed. This is my area. This is the area here that I'm clearing this out. See, I cleaned all the sagebrush out of it, and so that I could race my car. Then I can race my car around here through my parking around my car. My little RC car. Protect the speaker again. It'd be different when we get in the shed. I gotta fix the door up on this thing. So I can grow some plants out here. I thought I put a magnet on the wall. I guess I didn't. Boy, there's Jack. Okay. I'm going to use the reverse on this. So there's he took a 50 cal to the nose. That's related to Vietnam. The 50 cal to the nose. And when you look on the Buffalo Cowboys car, or Buffalo Cowboys chapter in the book, you're looking at it from here, and there's a bullet hole photoshopped in the one on the book right here. And that's just because of the angle of the picture. It was hard to show on where this is, but it's a subtle hint. It's a bullet hole. It's the bullet hole, and his car was called the Bullet. You see that hole actually goes through. It came from the other side, and it just made a big hole when it come out. So that's the Buffalo Cowboy car, and the windshield would go right across here, up here. That's where the windshield would stand up, right above there. So right here, you're like in the engine compartment, looking at the front of the car. You know, this is where they put this is the gas tank, and the gas would come out. It was gravity fed. They didn't use a fuel pump, so the gas would just run out of the gas tank and into the engine or into the carburetor without a pump. Well, it must have been nice. They found a way to make the car cost more and put a pump on it. I'll turn this around again. I turned around. There. And this is why I'm gonna get a couple buckets, and I'm gonna grow a couple plants in here. because it's got the skylight and it protected from the wind. There's Togo's cage. Yeah. Guy had a Chevy before me here. Jack digs it all up. This is my wire pile. This from all over it was scattered all over my land. And so I got some there, and I got a couple of rolls over there. And this is the thing I'm gonna. If I need a chop saw, one of them, to make something, to make a door for this out of one of these panels. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm isolated, very well isolated. It was the neighbor over there in that white house that came over today. And I think the guy that was here before, this was a corral area or something, because it's grass and stuff in here. And so I think this is where I want to put my garden, because I think it's got a lot of horse fertilizer in there. Jack over there chasing varmints underneath the tin. I gotta get my see, I gotta dig all this. This is my little RC car. That'll stop my RC car, And I'm gonna put some jumps and tunnels. I'll use that tunnel. Or a bridge. Run the. So you got a piece of tin. I'll run the RC car over a bridge where he's at. Oh, hey, here's a lighter. Ain't gonna do nothing. It's probably from out of the fire can here. My garden tools. Jack's balls. Yeah, neighbor said, you run your generator all night? And I said, I haven't run it for a couple days. But, yeah, I might have. Use it for heat. So that was the adventure outside for today. Since I can't hold the phone and use the rakes and stuff, may as well just sit in here. And it's out of the wind. See what I say. What will you think when the treasure is found in Colorado? I know it's a Colorado solve. And the treasure's probably in the basement of the museum, because he said that's where they put those things. Drink. I drank that much of that cup already. I'll probably have to. Carabunga. Aloha. Hello. Hey, Whoopi. That's nice. What's nice? I don't know. My very first solve was down by Hopewell Reservoir in New Mexico, around Long Route 67. And man, I climbed around there, about exhausted myself to death, huffing and puffing, trying to get up hills. And and there was some cool stuff around there, like old gold mine and stuff. And the creek coming out of Hopewell Reservoir is Placer Creek, and that's a hint of riches. Placer itself, you know. And so as soon as I start, if I stream, I got 5 people sending me messages, you know. Ah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'm not too worried about the virus thing. I want to go do a little searching tomorrow after I go in my mailbox, or at least go out there and fly in the drone. See if the weather report changed. It was supposed to be less wind tomorrow. It was the day that didn't have oh no, they extended the flags through Tuesday night. Oh, shit. You know, it's just windy. You get a drone and it's just wind, 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 wind. You can't. It doesn't give you any time to fly it. That's why I got the RC car because I don't have to. I can race that thing in the with the wind going. It don't matter. I'm 10 miles south of Mount Blanca, or Blanca Peak, Colorado. 14,465 feet, something like that. How high is Blanca? Ah, my neighbor over there, he's got 10 acres. My neighbor's got 10 acres. Blanca Peak, 14,345 feet. No, there's no way to consider new solve. I'm all done. I'm just waiting for him to finish coveting it. He covets the treasure. It's his until he dies. He's taking it with him. You can't have it until he's gone. You can win the chase before he's gone, but you ain't getting your hands on it until it's from my cold dead hands. Moses is an important figure, and that's what Moses said. It's from my cold dead hands. You think inside the box, like J.A. says. In the wood. And wood's just a word. I've shown my wood video, and or I have a drone video of the wood, flyover of the wood. You can find those searching my videos, you know. Let's see, where is it? Under maps. I got the wood on my screen. Show you. Wood. There's wood. The wood. WOOD. And the Buffalo Cowboy car was right up here. It was in the D. He prayed for D's. The Skippy's helicopter is up here, and the ZPU gun is down here. Since 2016, I've been on this. Late 26, August the 16th, I found the wood. So that's the wood, the word wood, WOOD. It's like some alien crop circles. Yeah. Her dad's on the board of the Kennedy Center now. So that's Wood. WOOD. That's the word wood. That's pretty high. Yeah, but it's below 10,200. Why is there a word that wood? It's a word. Don't think of what the word wood means or anything. It's just a word. It's just the word wood. As I got alone in there. There is a word. Why? Don't ask me why. See if I find another picture or something. That's the wood. Wood. There's some good, pretty good images of some of the stuff, though. Like this one. See the bird? There's a bird. Good point. Why not? Good point. How can I do that? Yeah. I'm gonna zip through the pictures from another one. And I look up, another place to look at maps is county assessors GIS maps, and do the satellite view on some of them. GIS it'll give you more detail or different details than what Google Earth does, and it also tells you if it's private property, federal property. It tells you who owns the land. It'll tell you what's a state right-of-way. A right-of-way is another thing, If you find something alongside the road, what are the rules? If it's within the state right-of-way of the road, then you didn't find it in the forest, you found it along the road. Yeah, there's, And I found there are places that the county assessor doesn't even tell you, well, we don't know who the hell owns that piece of land. Oh, there we go. And then he says, it's a place dear to my heart. That's Heart Mountain. A place dear to my heart, right? Yeah. But if we take him and let's rotate him this way. See, now you see this guy here. See the eyes and the smile? This guy here, it's his face. Yeah. Just put it back out. Let's see, where's my cursor? Hands in front of it. So that's dear to my heart. It's like Nazca. There's a deer. There we go. And there's a Grim Reaper there too. It's a girl in a dress. I'll show you the girl in the dress. Walking. Too far to walk. See her foot down here. And there's her head up there. And there's her leg. Hey, oh no, ghost. There's the guy in the wood. Maybe, well, this one won't zoom. I can pull back. He's in the wood. There's the Grim Reaper. You see, there's a sickle up here. And here's his face, his nose, his cloak. There's the Grim Reaper. Yeah, Nazca of Colorado, Nazca. There's the deer. And that's a lake. And there's the wood. WOOD. It's the WOOD. That's where the car was, in the D, because he prayed for D's. We'll pretend we didn't see that. Look, is this the crescent with the bird in the nest? I'm going to have to go look in there. Somebody else looked in there after I did, too. Friend of mine, because he found a couple of pieces that I threw over there. There was a couple parts of the Buffalo Cowboy car it's like this thing or one of these dark spots is it. That's how you can't even see that Ford cowl, that Malay cowl in there. You're not going to see the treasure because it's a lot bigger. Yeah. Goodbye. What? Did I? Oh, goodbye. There's no B in there. There's an island. There are islands in the river. You see, the river splits and goes around this piece of land. They look for the islands and stuff. You don't know, you know, what is the final clue? But I think it is Moses, which I already found. The wood. And then this is where I camp over here. And this is the atomic bomb. You see the mushroom cloud and the blast going up? Yeah. And this is my camping spot over here. Up right here is where I camp, right there. And this is where Forrest Fenn's totem is. And Forrest Fenn, this is the waterfall right here. That's why it's white right there. That's the waterfall. And that's the wood. The wood. WOO. See, part of the W's off the picture. The first part. W and then OOD. The wood. Wood. He said wood. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. In the wood. In the wood. And see. I was Illinois Ghost. Have you looked up the where the origins of the word wood? Wood is an adjective, violently insane. Yeah. Mad, frenzied. Old German, whoop, madness. Blow, inspire, spiritually arouse. Source of life in the wood is to be spiritually aroused. Maybe the spirits are in the wood. Yeah. And when they say spirits are in the wood, it's like the spirits in his bathroom shower tiles in Scrapbook 116. The naked ladies that watch him take a shower as he tries to hide his jewels and his treasures. Oh man, I missed a lot. The thing is like, oh, we're not gonna let Bill know what they're saying. Or to move, exercise, I don't think I'm going to last till this virus crap is over, though. No partner. Well, you don't want to be going across Kansas and they say, we shut down our border. What are you doing crossing here? Or Nebraska, or any one of them, you know? You come from Illinois, they got thousands of cases there. You can't come in our state. Gestapo, you better be come with your unit. So it's Colorado, and the blaze is his airplane crashing halfway up the karst. That's where Moses is. Moses was an important figure. Moses was at the burning bush, the blaze. Another, you know, it's all the same. It ties the same. And Leo Salazar carved the perfect likeness of that one there where Moses received the 10 Commandments. And so I found where the model for the wooden Moses is. And that's the original Moses that modeled for the wooden Moses. It's a perfect likeness, he says in the chapter about Moses, page 105 of Once Upon a While. No, I'm not. You're all wasting your time. I've already done it. You don't understand that the treasures are his memories on the canyon walls. That's his trove for all to, my trove for all to seek. He's left his trove and he doesn't plan on returning to it. He doesn't have it's too far to drive anymore. I seen one jet fly over today, and it did look like private. It did seem like a small jet with one exhaust trail that wasn't very long. How's the other Jason? How's his sinuses doing, Jason? Mine feeling different. Jason's going to sound different too. That was a ring to hope trove. Yeah, people talk about treasure troves and the laws and stuff like that. It's in a trust in his and in his will. There's a trust in his will, you know, or something. It's his will, and you can't have it. It's, you know, since Moses is ablaze, Captain Marvel, Moses is ablaze, and Charlton Heston played Moses, and Charlton Heston says, "From my cold dead hands." Roxanne doesn't know I'm streaming, I guess. Got a Facebook message. Roxanne. Yeah, it'd be another cup of Twiggy, huh? I don't put any Twiggies in my tea. I've got tea bags, and I have ground it up and put some in my tea before. So it is written, so it will be done. Yeah, and the poem is as above, so below. First stanza as, the last two or so, you know. And that comes from Thoth. He has that Thoth doll from Egypt, from a tomb in Egypt. And I don't know which Did he put it in? I don't know if it's in one of the books. Is Thoth in one of the books? I think it's in Too Far to Walk, isn't he? He has a Thoth figure, and he has a chapter on Dale's site about Thoth. And he has a story about Osiris. He has several Egyptian stories in his scrapbooks and stuff on Dale's in his books. Yeah, and that's probably why I never heard of it. I've been watching these model airplane crashes. Some of them are, whoa. I don't know if they are. Habitat. Thoth. Where's Thoth? But he talks about the arrowheads and the stuff that my ancient friends, my primitive friends, or my prehistoric friends. He's going back to the Ice Age, you know? He's talking about the prehistoric ties to the treasure hunt, that this ties to the Ice Age, before the Indians. And if you look at my drone videos of the rock formations, it's just like this. That's how my rock formations look. I got crowds of these ancient people, and he talks about going down to Bighorn Canyon and reading the old Indian murals of how things, the stories of the ancient pet, except that canyon now, since then, that canyon's been dammed up and it's got a lake in it, and all those murals are covered up. Fresh air overload. Yeah. I was just out there. The wind's just being a pain in the ass today, and it will be till Tuesday. And there's Bella. Now, I thought, she is in this book, and that's where he. This is a chapter. There's one more page there with this drawing, with the table like in the George Washington drawing, and he's doing the hand of God. But Bella, he had to hand it to her. She was all right. That's why and then I got the picture with him doing that. No, He's the thrill of the chase mostly. And once upon a while, and Doug said there was stuff in there, because Doug knows all about it. This is a contest, a puzzle, a riddle, and since I got the Buffalo Cowboy car, it's kind of over. Except he's not giving it up until he's dead. Moses was an important person, he says. See, he goes, things I covet, and then Moses. And Moses was an important figure. And then he says here, that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. My finger pointed at, yeah. That's where Moses received the Ten Commandments, Leo said, as he spoke like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. His words were fit for lessons at any Sunday school. But he called him an omnipotent religious guru. And Jenny Kyle says, has a thing, we're quoting Forrest Fenn saying, success is an omnipotent guru. So the only person he called an omnipotent guru was Leo Salazar. If you know what Leo Salazar knows, well, Leo Salazar died in 1991. Isn't that convenient, Forrest? Two can keep a secret if one of them's dead. Did Forrest Fenn? Is he Leo Salazar's? Did Forrest Fenn do away with Leo Salazar? Is that what happened? Leo died of unknown causes. So Leo died of unknown causes because Leo knew where Moses was. I know where Moses is. I better run and hide. Two can keep a secret if one of them's dead, right, Forrest? And Moses is halfway up 1,000-foot karst, just like where his airplane crashed. That's why when I told Forrest, I told him that Benjamin Franklin wrote, three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. And when I quoted Benjamin Franklin to Forrest, are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? No, Forrest, but I think there's a third party. He said there sure is. So the third party should be a big subject. And nobody's ever done anything about the third party. What's the third? The third party is somebody else that knows his secret. Leo Salazar took the secret with him to the grave. So one of them's dead. But if there's three of us now, I know his secret, but there's two of us alive. One of the three is dead in Benjamin Franklin's three. And I know his secret. And if you know his secret, then you're a threat. And one of the, according to Benjamin Franklin, the only way to keep a secret is if the other two guys are dead. And so I know his secret. That's why I'm a threat, because I know his secret, not for any other reason. I did read the poem. Read it to you guys. You guys can read the poem. I'm not going to read you the poem. I've read the poem many times. I began it where warm waters halt and took it in the canyon down. The gypsies are put in below the home of Brown. And from there, it's no place for the meek. It's up, no paddle up your creek. And once you get up to the top is no place for the meek. And there you'll find heavy loads and water high. And then you find out the water high is ablaze, and you look below there and you find the wood. You find the wood at a place called Tired and Weak. It's all in a line. It's all following the one road. It's all along one road. It's both watersheds. You'll be looking up to see Moses. You're looking up. You're looking up to see Moses. And look down. He says, look at your feet. You've done it. That's it. He had to find Moses and find the Buffalo Cowboy car. If you're braving in the wood, that's the Buffalo Cowboy's car, because he's brave to lasso that buffalo and ride in that car with his brother and his friend. and they had to walk home cold and wet, and it was so much. They realized later how much fun it was, so it was worth the long cold walk home to go do that Buffalo Cowboy car thing. And it was in a 300-foot meadow of belly high grass. And the other thing is Moses. It's easiest to see Moses around Christmas, winter solstice, when he got shot down. That's when the sun hits it right. Seems so. What else be easier if you just base everything on the poem? It's no, I'm not a poem purist. It goes by the poem hints you to stuff in his book. In other words, if you're braving in the wood, hints you to the Buffalo Cowboys story. His father on the banco and all that's his Model A. And the Buffalo Cowboys car was Model A. It's also a Ford. Miss Ford, the teacher was a Ford. It's a Ford cowl from a Model A. Oh, George O'Keefe had a Model A. The poem sends you, and then the story hints you to the things. And in the book where it says find or look, see, all those are important words because they're telling you what to look for, what to see, what to find, and all that. Beehive star cluster. Book cover. What book cover? This one? It's dog fur on it. It was on the floor. Leaning against the seat chair. But yeah, my book is my book is the guy with the thing to pull the threads out. They'll fall out eventually. The big picture, the thrill of the chase. How does he describe the thrill of the chase? Right here. Right here, he describes what the thrill. Gotta have it this way. And maybe a six-pack to help celebrate the thrill of a breathtaking discovery. Now, J.A., is finding Atlantis a breathtaking discovery? Answer that question now. Come on. Is finding Atlantis a breathtaking discovery? Mammoth worshipping Atlanteans. Plato said they had lots of elephants. Abstract, scrapbook 116, and there are other scrapbooks where he talks about teaching people to be abstract artists. It's not. It's actually Thoth. It's actually Thoth. I matched it to a scripture in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. He called because he looks like Moses, but he's actually Thoth opening the treble gates, the gateway to the plains, the meeting place of the horizons of the east and the west is the continental divide. That's in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Look for it. Look up the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and read about the meeting place, the lords of the east and the lords of the west. That's why he has a Thoth figure in his office. and why he's into the Egyptian stuff. And I gotta have this trigger finger. Oh, I gotta have that thing freaking. I was trying to write earlier and couldn't freaking write because this finger isn't. It's locking and so I have to type. Oh yes. I'll find those here. Hmm. Dang. Well, I'll open that picture and show you that. Oh, we've seen that. Huh. Why didn't it come up? Oh, well. I don't know where everything is on it. Oh, I know where it is. It's in another folder. There. Got it on the screen now. Oh. It says, wore I the robe of purple and gold placed on my head, I the crown of silver, around me the circle of cinnabar stone. Raised I my arms and cried the invocation, the opens a path to the plains beyond. Cried to the lords of the signs in their houses, lords of the two horizons, watchers of the treble gates. And there's Moses. Forrest Fenn's Moses, but he's actually Lord Thoth, which I found Thoth a couple miles away. And so Thoth here is parting the Rocky Mountains and not the Red Sea. and Leo Salazar said, that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments, as he carved a perfect likeness of Moses. So this is the Moses that Leo Salazar was carving out of the wood, was the one here. And look, it says, my robe of purple and gold. He's got a robe of purple and gold. He's got a beard and he's got little hands like Leo Salazar carves. Once upon a time, in a fairy land called Atlantis, but this scripture is out of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and it describes this scene up near the Continental Divide. Is Thoth there, parting the, showing the way to the Great Plains, the way over the mountains from the Pacific to the Atlantic, showing the way to the Rio Grande, or going the other way, the way to the San Juan River, opening the Continental Divide to the plains. Crazy town. Are you talking about the crazy guy who hid that thing? He calls himself a crazy guy for starting the treasure hunt. Okay, and if you want to beat a crazy guy at his game, you got to be just as crazy as he is. So he says I'm the craziest guy he knows. I'm not crazy dangerous. I said, you're telling me I'm just like you. That looks funny, right? Oh, that's my monkey's nose in the sun. Look kind of weird in the. This is the monkey on my back. Yeah, the Ring of Fire. I read saw a video about it, and that Norris Geyser Basin rose like uh 20 inches or so over a period, and dropped back down, and it just burped, and they had big earthquakes in Idaho, and there's lava moving around down there, and the like that one geyser went off like 30 some times, and it usually only went off once every 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. And now it's it shoot water 400 feet up. It's a lot bigger than Old Faithful. It's the biggest geyser. Nobody has EA. EA, ain't found it yet after 10 years. Huh? Follow me. Yeah. He ain't gonna. Forrest is taking it with him. You can't have it until he's gone. See, he really wants somebody to do away with him so he doesn't have to kill himself. See, he thinks he's invincible and dropped out of the sky several times and all that. Beat cancer, beat ejecting out of aircraft. He beat everything. He says, "I'm indestructible. I dare you to come and take me out." And I'm wondering, they've had several people claim to have died searching or whatever. Those guys that you can't consider them guys searching in Utah. They couldn't have been searching, because Forrest made it clear it's not in Utah. He made that perfectly clear. And I think he's lying about that. Okay, we'll go look in Moscow or Siberia. K-Pro's doll or Bill's monkey. What else? Where was I? Ooh. I got a monkey on my back. To beat the man, you have to be the man. Yeah, be the Fenn. Be the fanatic. That's why I down at the bottom of the screen, it say fanatic. I don't know if it does on your screen. It doesn't on mine. Because mine is just the live coming from here. I got my favorite beef jerky. Peppered. I think I got a little piece of cactus barb in my finger. That always stings. Oh. And look, I was given these hydroxycodone 750s. And they gave me, it's every 6 hours. Every 6 hours, and they gave me, where's the quantity? 20 every 6, and that was March 12th, and I've still got probably 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, got 9. I lied. I got 9. But these should have been gone weeks ago. But I use them when I have the pain. I don't just take them anytime. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some laundry soon. I'm wondering if the laundromat's going to be open or if she just do it as often as I can. Computer was stressing out. It was a power. The sun's going down where it doesn't hit the solar panel straight. And it's been too windy to stand the solar panel up. I could reinforce it so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Be the Forrest. Be the fanatic. When it is difficult to travel to Russia. Let's take you to Russia now. Let's go to Russia now. Now we're in Russia with Nikolai Fetchin. We see Fetchin in Russia. Get his art. Get that Russian art and put it in the Fenn gallery. Yes. Yeah, we go. We get his art and that Russian art in Forrest Fenn gallery. And we vote for Trump. Yeah, be sure to vote for Trump when you come to America. Yeah, and I ain't got no vodka. I still have some Apple Jack Daniels. Looking like a Vulcan. There. Get my ear underneath it. This is a nice warm hat. Comfy. It's perfect. I got the large. You should know the Putin. Know the Putin. Putin, behold the home of Brown. That means Forrest Fenn, he went fishing with Putin at Brown's place. He was on the San Juan River, cruising through Bootjack Ranch. He was trout fishing with Putin. No, ain't a name like a rock. No wonder he's successful. Yeah, the rock. Look for the figure on the rock. Oh. We thought, no, there was an old Bill Clinton order for vibrators, and we sent ventilators. Well, Bill Clinton thought he was getting vibrators. Yeah. And we sent ventilators, not vibrators. Yeah, we sent. We sent a vibrator size of atomic bomb for Hillary. We tell her where to put it. We made it from uranium-1 uranium. Vibrate her back to help. Yeah, radiated. It's a super. It's got a heater in it. Yeah, we sent Hillary giant vibrator with atomic bomb. We try to help Trump. We try to help Trump by sending Hillary vibrator with atomic bomb. When she put it in high, the warm water halts. No more golden shower then, Hillary. We know that was just Bill Clinton's story about Hillary. The golden shower, I mean. Yes. That happened when they come to Moscow to go to university. Bill and Hillary, they come to Moscow, went to university in the 60s. They were students at Moscow University. They learned Russian way. Yes. Eat with KGB. Sleep with children. Atomic battery, good for life. Yeah. Yeah, I took it and it came down. Yeah. It's the atomic bomb story here. You see what these are? Trump 2020. Supposed to have another one coming. It's a glittery one to go up here. I love Trump pin to put on there. Where'd my hat go? This is well, I got this hat. I think that was Arlington, Texas, when I was in Dallas around December of 2015, October through December. I was there for the big F4, F5 went by, or it was an F4.5. It was just, I was in Rockwell and it went through Garland, Texas. And yeah, I was outside with my can. It didn't come near us, you know, wasn't going to get hurt from it. I wanted to get some pictures of the freaking tornado. And the big ones, they just go a straight line. They don't go wandering around like them long, skinny ones. It's good to be the president. Are you running for president, Jay? Khrushchev now about the atomic bomb program. And the United States says, yeah. Yeah, I got to get a wizard hat for my neighbor and get him to help out with some videos. It's fun doing that. Little humor. You're north of Dallas? Yeah, I was over there right by the Ford dealer in Rockwall. My RV was right next to the Ford lot, between it and the extended stay there. I was in the parking lot of the extended stay next to the Ford dealer in Rockwall when that tornado came through there, December 26th of 15. This is a Siberian, the Siberian police. Yeah, this is what I want to wear to the polls when I go to vote. You know, wear my Russian hat. Fuck with them at the election booth. Need the outdoor bathing mat. The Rockies. Yeah, it's funny because somebody posted one of the Kurt Hensley, I think. He posted a thing on Facebook. What was it? I can get to it quick, easy. Oh, it's not there. He posted a thing, a camera roll, post picture of somebody naked. And I guess somebody posted something to somebody naked, got reported. The page isn't there available anymore. But I had a picture. I was slipping into a pool of water in the creek. The creek was like 4 inches deep, but there was a pool that was like 2.5, 3 feet deep. That was the size of a large bath or a large jacuzzi pool. You know, you could probably put 6 people in it. But it's just a hole in the creek, and there was sand on the bottom, and and there's a little waterfall that ran into it, and then smooth. It come up out of the hole because the creek was only 4 inches deep. Well, I was I was butt naked, and I had my camera in the tree, and all you could see was, below my butt, my legs walking over to it, and I slipped on the ice, and so there's like one frame with my butt, and then I'm in the water, with my leg in the air, falling on my ass, falling into this pool. So I posted the picture where I'm already, covered up by the water, whatever. But somebody else, of course, went and posted nastier pictures, and so he had to take it down. Or I wonder if he's in Facebook jail now. But me and Kurt have the same birthday. Ain't seen nothing yet. Your new competition just went live. Oh, yeah, see? 7 o'clock. That's why I came on at 5. I figured I'd get a couple hours in. Yeah, my competition, they're trying to railroad it. They that's why I came up. Oh, okay. They want to stream every day, every night, and they want to take the prime time every night and stuff. And I ain't got I'm not a female, so I don't attract a lot of, there are a lot of horn dogs that watch the women just because they're like, oh boy, and what are they, whatever. They get more views because they got that thing between their legs, So, but yeah, I knew they would be doing that, and that's why I came on a couple hours earlier, Sunday afternoon. So I'll try and tag into Sunday. Except I was just trying to get something done. So if they're gonna stream, I can go out there and rake. But yeah, I called that OCND, obsessive compulsive narcissistic disorder. If you got to stream every day of the week about Forrest Fenn, unless you've made revelations, there's no reason to stream every day. You're just going to be repeating yourself and getting bored and putting your cousins on and stuff like that. House husband. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't care. He'd railroad anybody. You know. I go and check, see if somebody else is streaming before I stream. And I let people know it's Sunday afternoon now. Okay. Might be as early as 3 o'clock next week. Because everybody's sitting at home anyhow. Just what I wonder when does my order come in? I ordered this little solar panel. It's like the size of your torso size, and it's got holes in it. You can put and somebody interfering with my stream now. There's somebody out there that blocks my chat and stuff, and screwing with my IP or I don't know what they're doing. Some hacker out there fucking with my YouTube. My YouTube kept shutting down last week. I couldn't watch 1 minute of the video, and the YouTube would shut off. Why should you care if you have your own song? I do have my own solve. I don't have anybody else's solve. Who are you speaking of, Captain? Captain Butterfly. Captain Butterfly. Captain or what thing? So, yeah, I don't know. You talking to Captain or Mr. Butterfly? Christopher Robin or Captain? Which one? I think you mean much love. Oh, yeah. Oh, which one? Yeah. He said it was House Husband streaming. So he didn't have a correct solve. He didn't want to listen to mine. Every time I tried to say anything about mine, he was shutting me up. Oh, we don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear your ideas, Gorman. Shut up, Gorman. You know, and it was okay for Mike Davis or whatever to railroad over me talking, but it wasn't okay for me to railroad him right back. You know, that's like when I was in summer school, junior high school, summer school, seventh grade or whatever, between seventh and eighth grade. And I had an art class, and we were making clay pottery and stuff, and pouring molded stuff. And this girl in the class threw a chunk of clay at me, and I seen her do it, and I picked up and I threw it back at her. I got caught. I got kicked out of class. She didn't get kicked out, you know, because I didn't narc on her, you know. But sometimes people don't see where the initial attack takes place. They didn't see that the gypsies started the whole thing with me, and then I said double blazes to them, and stuff, and then well, they blocked me before I ever said double blazes to them or anything. I was blocked, and then I said, well, fuck you, yeah. So, all right, I had enough, and I want to fix something to eat. I'll let y'all go watch the other guy or whatever. Candy will probably come on and do her own thing too, but she'll probably be on there, whatever. Who knows what her husband does while she's chatting with her cousins and everybody. Wonder if he gets any. I want to. Candy doesn't have any kids, huh? Yeah, he's probably not a very happy. Later, take it easy, JA. I'm gonna get off of here. But I was saying I got some solar stuff coming so that I could walk around with the phone and be plugged in outside. Hopefully do some treasure hunting from there. All right. Adios. Have a good week. Staying at home, most of you. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Adios. I'll be alone in here.